One woman was screaming, another was missing, and a truth Willow Creek had buried for years began clawing its way to the surface. This is the story of how one ordinary act of loyalty turned into a nightmare no one saw coming. Willow Creek was the kind of place people moved to escape trouble. Tree-lined streets, Friday night football, a diner where everyone knew your order before you sat down. Violent crime was so rare that when the police scanner crackled, people leaned in closer, not out of fear but curiosity. And at the center of that town lived Hannah Whitmore, 28 years old. Hannah wasn't famous. She wasn't wealthy. She wasn't powerful. She was a fourth-grade teacher, known for staying late to tutor struggling kids and leaving handwritten notes on desks that said things like, "I believe in you." If Willow Creek had a moral compass, people would have pointed to Hannah, which is why no one could believe what happened next. Emily Larson moved to Willow Creek 2 years earlier. She was different, not bad, just guarded. Emily worked nights at a nearby medical supply warehouse. She never talked about her past. She never had visitors, and sometimes she showed up to work with bruises she claimed were from clumsiness. Most people kept their distance. Hannah didn't. They met at a community fundraiser when Emily spilled coffee all over the raffle tickets. Hannah helped her clean up. They laughed. They talked. And slowly, Emily let something slip. "I think someone's watching me." Hannah assumed trauma, a bad breakup, anxiety, but Emily wasn't imagining things. 3 months before the blackout, Emily showed up at Hannah's apartment shaking. Her hands wouldn't stop trembling. Her voice barely worked. She finally said it. "I saw something at work." Emily explained that late one night, she walked into the wrong storage bay and saw unmarked medical crates being transferred into private trucks. No paperwork, no logging, no oversight. When she asked a supervisor, he told her to forget it or find another job. Then the threats started. Anonymous texts, someone following her home, her car door left open when she swore she locked it. Emily believed the warehouse was part of something illegal, and she believed someone would hurt her to keep it quiet. Hannah had a choice: walk away or protect her friend. She chose loyalty. Hannah convinced Emily to stay with her temporarily. She didn't call the police. She didn't tell anyone else. She thought keeping Emily close would keep her safe. What Hannah didn't know was that the danger wasn't outside anymore. It had followed Emily straight into her home. The night of the power outage started like any other. They made pasta, watched reruns, talked about leaving town. At 11:47 p.m., the lights went out, and that's when Hannah heard it. A knock, not loud, not rushed, deliberate. 3 taps. Emily froze. "That's him," she whispered. Hannah told her to go into the bedroom and lock the door. She opened the front door herself and came face to face with Officer Mark Delaney, a Willow Creek police officer everyone trusted. He smiled and said words Hannah would never forget. "You weren't supposed to get involved." Officer Delaney knew Emily, not officially, not on record, but he'd been the one assigned to private security contracts tied to the warehouse. And Emily had seen him there. The moment Hannah tried to close the door, Delaney pushed inside. Emily ran. A struggle followed. Neighbors heard yelling, then a scream, then silence. When police arrived minutes later, called by a neighbor, Emily was gone, and Hannah was bleeding on the floor. At the hospital, Hannah told detectives everything. About the warehouse, about the threats, about Officer Delaney. The department responded with a statement. "Officer Delaney was off duty and has an alibi." The case stalled. Emily was labeled a voluntary missing adult. And Hannah? She became a problem. Whispers spread fast in Willow Creek. "She's exaggerating. She's unstable." Maybe they were involved in something together. Parents pulled their kids from Hannah's class. Friends stopped calling. The teacher everyone trusted was suddenly isolated. And that was exactly what they wanted. Hannah never stopped protecting Emily. She remembered something small, something no one else cared about. Emily used to record voice memos. Constantly, she said it helped her anxiety. Hannah checked Emily's old phone, hidden deep in a box. There it was. a memo recorded hours before the blackout. Emily's voice shook as she spoke. If anything happens to me, it was them, the warehouse, and the cop. The recording included background voices. One of them was unmistakable. Officer Mark Delaney. Hannah leaked the recording anonymously. It hit local radio first, then state media, then national outlets. The town that once doubted her was suddenly asking questions. Investigations reopened. The warehouse was raided. Unmarked shipments were traced to illegal medical equipment trafficking. Officer Delaney disappeared, and 3 weeks later, Emily was found alive, injured, hidden in a rural cabin 2 counties away. She survived. Barely. Willow Creek was never the same. People stopped assuming safety meant innocence. The police department was federally audited. Several officials resigned. And Hannah? She left teaching, not because she failed, but because she learned a devastating truth. Protecting someone can cost you everything, but abandoning them costs even more. Years later, people still talk about Hannah Whitmore. Not as a hero, not as a victim, but as the woman who refused to look away. Because if she hadn't protected her friend, Emily would be dead. The truth would be buried. And a town would still be sleeping peacefully on a lie. Sometimes the most dangerous thing you can do is protect the wrong person from the right people. If you did find this video intriguing, please like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating true crime stories, and do well to tap the next video on your screen. See you on the next video.